everyone, welcome back to Argyle TV. Welcome to Argyle Analysis as we break down the action from Saturday's home defeat against Derby County. I'm joined as ever by Aaron Cusack. Aaron, it felt like a bit of a heartbreaker on Saturday, if I'm honest, didn't it really?
That was the one, wasn't it, Rob? You know, everyone knew going into the game this was the biggest six-pointer of the season. And unfortunately, it was Derby that came away with all three. And looking at the table now, it really does appear difficult to see a way out of the position that they're in.
No, I need you to distill it down to that 190 minutes. You actually almost distill it down to the last 10 or 15 of the one game. Obviously, we're going to have a look at the action in just a second, but for have gone 2-0 down, back to 2-2, perhaps momentum's with us. Whichever way that fifth goal goes could have a big bearing on the season, and sadly for us, it went Derby's way.
Yeah, I mean, spot on. The fact that they went 2 goals down relatively early in the first half, but then to claw themselves back into the game, 30 seconds into the second half. So you had the whole of the second half to really go on the front foot, and you know, for large parts of the second half, I felt that we were in the ascendancy, and especially the last 10-15 where we created 2 or 3 really good chances, and then their winning goal just came so late. It was such a sucker punch that you know the team didn't have enough time to claw their way back into the game.
Shall we have a look at the goals?
Sure.
That's probably the best thing to do, isn't it? Let's have a look at the goals and just go through them once. We'll break them down shortly, but here they are.
Yeah, I mean, disappointingly, going into the game, Derby were the highest scorers in the division of 15 set play goals. You know, and as a result of Saturday, they were now on 17. So we knew that they had a threat, and the players would have been disappointed in the calibre of how these goals were conceded. As you said, we're going to go down and break them down in a bit more detail in a minute. But you know, Marcus Harness on loan from Ipswich, showing a real kind of clinical finish, and then Armstrong from this knockdown here. What a good hit that is. I mean, it opened up for him, but a real terrific hit. I think that's his first career goal. I think the lad's on loan from Everton. You know, it just drops to him here, and that's a really quality technique. And then right on half-time, you know, Bundu, he did it last year against Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, a real clinical strike, great technique. To get them right back in the game just before half-time, knowing that they've got something to hold on to, Rob. They've got something now to hold on to go at, and then 30 seconds into the second half, you know, Ryan Hardy puts a decent, delicate ball in, and Callum Wright's in a position to just disrupt Nat Phillips, who unfortunately for him turns it into his own net. And you know, I'm not even convinced Muslitz had sat down at this point. It just felt like they were already there, and then nothing really happened as a result of getting that 5th goal in our favour. But 3 minutes from time, Marcus Harness again, who, you know, was a bit of a fox in the box, wasn't he? Both of his goals came in similar positions, and he was there just to turn it in and take the game away from us. So it was a really disappointing outcome, because, like we've already said, it just feels now that perhaps it's going to be too much of a struggle to get out.
We all know, talking about Derby from the start there, that set pieces are a huge threat, can be a huge threat if used correctly, and particularly throw-ins in this game, because Cornell Such returned to the team. We know he's got a long throw, and I think we're going to have a look, aren't we, about the difference between Derby's throws, our throws, and what came of it. I know we've seen some of the goals already, but
yeah, I mean, it was definitely a game plan. You know, a definite game plan. That was in the first 2 minutes. So you know, they've set their stall out. Elder on the other side with a long throw, and you can see that they've got their best 2 headers of the ball in Matt Clark and Nat Phillips together. So that will attract our best headers to the ball. But they always kept 2 players on the edge of the box. So you could kind of see, I mean, we're in okay positions there in terms of second knockdowns, but it felt that first contact and second contacts earlier in the game, they were better. So there's your first goal. So that was the 3rd occasion that the ball had come in from a throwing of the similar ilk. And this is the kind of 4th or 5th one. So look at Armstrong on the edge of the box. We got him tracked, and they got first, seconds, third contacts better than we did in the early exchanges of the game, leading to them, you know, converting and going 2 goals in front. And, you know, but what Argyle did very well is that they recognised that they needed to get tighter. So as a result of the second goal coming in, you can see here, look, Callum Wright, Katic, they're all smothering towards the ball, which led to actually a good turnover and a good transitional break with Bundu and the others. And, you know, it led to a Nat Phillips getting booked on the transition. So they did kind of learn their lesson, because second half, look at the positioning now. It's much better. We've now got security on the box in that kind of central red zone area. We're winning second contacts at least, but as a result of the knockdown there, Connor has his punches okay, but Ryan Hardy is in a position to disrupt it and make it difficult for the oncoming Derby player. Same again here. As the ball is thrown in, we knew their game plan. They learnt their lesson. Can you get within close proximity of the second and third breakdowns? And this is the transition that we were referring to that led to the free kick. You know, look at the speed of the attack. So within 5-6 seconds, we are in the ascendancy. This is what, the 82nd minute where it's 2-2. Now, if you look at our throw-ins, so Matt Clark won 17 headed clearances out of his 21. So 17 of them. He's their best headerer. Where they would have been a little bit disappointed is that no one really marked him. So in essence, he should have had someone pinned on him to deny him a free opportunity to head the ball clear.
Yeah.
What I thought he did really well as well is he just recognised, he wasn't reckless with his position, with his attacking the ball. So look at him there, that he actually just backs off. So he assesses the flight of the ball really well without getting caught in the melee of bodies in and around where the ball is going in. And him and Nat Phillips were fantastic. And, you know, and Matt Clark in particular won 13 of his 16 aerial duels. But look at that clearance there, high, wide and long. I mean, it turns it into, you know, us trying to hopefully help it into the box. And, you know, to a man, that they were better for me in both boxes when it mattered most. But you have to give credit to Nat Phillips and Matt Clark in particular, who were outstanding with their headed clearance all afternoon.
When you, at one point in there, you said about marking him, and I think Ryan Dixon might have said something similar in commentary on Saturday.
Yeah. So
what do you mean by? Because obviously we're in an attacking position. You'd think our players want to get free rather than being close to the defenders. So what do you mean by marking a defender in that situation?
Yeah, that's fair enough. So in that instance, if he's your best headerer or if he's their best headerer, who can actually disrupt his path to attack the ball? So what you do is you just get a blocker. I mean, you see
so maybe not one of our headers of the ball, but someone that could just
so
be
it
in his
doesn't
way.
have to be your biggest player. It could be if you feel that he's going to cause more disruption, but you just create a block so you don't give him a free passage to come on to win those aerial duels. And, you know, the couple of ones that we saw in the early exchanges there, you could see that he had a free run to come and head it onto the clearance, or he just held his ground and dropped off. If he had a little bit of disruption and someone in his way, who knows what may have happened to the quality of his contact. It might have been miscued, it might have dropped in front. So, you know, sometimes you have a player who deliberately tries to disrupt their best header of the ball in the attempt that he doesn't get a clean contact.
And I guess those situations, not just throw-ins, but anything similar to those set-piece situations, it's almost like a two-phase operation, isn't it? Because it is important, the first header. We've just seen the importance of that when Clark is doing it. But the second ball as well, it feels like maybe we didn't fall on as many as we would have liked to in attacking areas or maybe even defensive areas. That second ball is just as if not more important.
I agree with you. It's the what-if moment. So they talk about first contacts and second contacts. So if you don't win your first contact, you've got to be in a position to try and win your second contact. So if we put it in a kind of game plan, they will have a target and a focus. So the focus might be to disrupt the first header of the ball. So focus on that. But our target is to then get the second knockdowns. So you focus on this, but your target is that. So if you can get that disrupted, we can then concentrate on that rather than it being reactionary.
Yeah.
Rather than going, there's a headed clearance, oh, someone needs to react. It's a premeditated scenario. So you talk about who's focusing on this, let's focus there. But our aim is to target that bit there. And had they done, I'm not going to say homework, because they would have done their homework, but on another day, if they played them again tomorrow night, I've no doubt there would have been a different setup in their focus and their target attention.
A little bit of an international break now, so to take some stock. But Aaron, thank you for going through those moments and the game with us. For everyone else, we will see you very, very soon here on Argyle TV. We'll be back in action, as I said, in just under a couple of weeks' time. In between time, make sure you take advantage of everything Argyle TV has to offer. Why don't you dip into the archive over these few days, and then we'll be back with you very, very soon. It'll be here before you know it as we get into that run-in for the season. Very good day to you.